Is a pool in your near future? Maybe it will be.
Moving forward with the DekkerTeam. Moving forward together with the DekkerTeam.
Hello, this is Ken Dekker.
And Candace Dekker St. Louis.
And we're excited to be with you and welcome you to another episode of The Inside Track, where you get valuable tips, information, and expertise that will help you in this life journey, finding a great home and making it a fabulous place to live.
Yeah, and maybe it's a home with a pool.
Maybe it is. So many people wish for a pool.
Yes, I know I sure did. Even since I was a little kid, I would beg my parents to install a pool.
And what happened?
They didn't do it. They took me to lots of swimming lessons, though. But then a few years ago, I actually bought their house, the house without a pool, and decided it was time to put in a pool.
But now you've got a nice brand new pool. If
I
we
do.
had put the pool in, you'd be buying a house with an old pool.
Yeah, and not my style anymore, right?
Maybe.
Yeah,
This way you got to make it your own.
I did.
So what were some of the driving factors of you wanting to have a pool?
Yeah, one was for health, strength, and endurance. It's a great way to work out in a pool when it's summertime, of course.
Ooh. Yes. You get these big
lots
muscles.
of muscles.
And you get the swimmer shape.
Yes,
Broad
you can.
shoulders.
Yep.
Narrow waist.
Yeah. The other reason was for my children. I wanted an activity that all of them could do together with many varying ages. From the youngest to the oldest, there's 11 years. That's a lot of gap. And so it's really hard to find an activity that everyone can do together. Trying to play Monopoly with a 7-year-old and an 18-year-old isn't so fun all the time. But playing in the pool, we can all do that together. So it's been lots
We can all play Marco.
Polo.
Awesome. So, Candace, today we're going to talk about some of the ins and outs of finding a house with a pool or installing a pool. Many times I find it's just as inexpensive to buy a house that has an existing pool than more expensive to buy one and then install a pool.
Absolutely.
Or sometimes install one on your own property. So what would be some of the factors? Let's see. I guess space is one. If you don't have the space in your existing property to put a pool in, then it kind of necessitates moving.
Right.
If you want a pool.
Yeah. And sometimes it depends on what pool. If you want an above ground pool, often those take up less space and in the middle of the city are easier to install because you're not needing to get equipment back there and that sort of thing.
Oh yeah, I guess it's hard to get a backhoe through a 3-foot space between houses.
Yes, it is.
So only certain houses are in-ground pool ready or ability to have them or have them installed now.
Yeah.
Cool. Now, we recently had a client who needed to sell their house for circumstances. They needed to be they were in a dream home actually in the country on a couple acres. And they had an above ground pool. It was only like a year or two old.
Less than a year old.
Was
yeah.
It? And the kids were loving it.
Yeah.
And then I think did you help them buy their property in Riverside South?
Yeah.
Yeah. And one of the requirements for the kids to move from their country property to the city property was what?
A pool.
A pool.
Yeah.
And you found them a property.
Yeah, with an in-ground pool. So it even had an upgrade compared to. And then the other thing they wanted was a little bit of space, believe it or not, to bring the skate park that they had built with like tricks and stuff that he could ramps on and stuff that was on the acreage. They wanted to be able to fit a little bit of that on the city property as well.
So they wanted a skate ramp and an in-ground pool on a city property.
Yeah. Yeah. And believe it or not,
and bus service.
And bus service, because that's the biggest reason moving there.
Right.
Yeah. So we did find it. Yeah.
And was it significantly more than properties you saw that did not have a pool, or was it about the same price?
It was around the same price, probably about $20,000 more maybe. But it wasn't like significant, like the cost of an in-ground pool and all the landscaping, that sort of thing.
Now, you just recently put a pool in.
Yes.
Last year.
Yes.
And what was the cost roughly? And you haven't even finished the landscaping.
We haven't finished the landscaping, and we need to do a lot of landscaping for it because of our, we had trees, like a forest where the pool went in. So we had to remove the trees, bring up the soil or the land. And then we decided to put in a privacy fence all the way around, and now a retaining wall and a pad for the pool and a large pad. So what we're doing is we're turning our backyard to our oasis. Instead of purchasing a cottage to go away to and a place of leisure, we've decided we're turning our backyard into that place. So it will be probably by the time it's done in the pool house, which you could probably sleep in, nice little grandma retreat house almost, around $100,000.
Oh yeah,
plus, yeah.
So a granddad retreat, maybe
a granddad retreat,
granddad to sleep.
Yeah,
if he's had too much pool time.
Yeah, people to come over and visit because that backyard is going to be our entertainment space, and we're putting in kind of a small orchard back there as well, like a garden.
A garden
space.
and orchard?
Yeah, with fruit trees and so you can literally swim and go eat off the trees and the bushes and go back in the pool.
Wow, sounds like the Garden of Eden.
Yeah.
All right, so making a decision to put a pool in or to move to get a pool, it's a big decision, right?
It is, yeah.
I would recommend they call you.
Yeah. Oh,
because
thank you.
you've lived it firsthand.
Yeah. I always said I would buy a house with a pool when we were ready to move. And circumstances changed that we were like, you know what? We're not up to moving again for a fourth time or fifth time. We're ready to just be settled here, and we'll make it our dream space here instead of building a dream home. We're going to convert this home into our dream home.
Okay. So if you're thinking, hey, maybe a pool's in my future, but I'm not 100% sure, I recommend you give Candace a call at 613-860-4663, and we'll get you connected, and you can have a conversation.
Yeah.
And even maybe if you're saying, hey, I wonder what a house with a pool would be worth, we can set up a search for that, and we can specifically pick that it has a pool.
In ground or above ground.
Can you pick that?
Yep.
There you go. So if you're saying, hey, I want that in-ground pool, we can set up a search. You can get an idea what a home with an in-ground pool costs. Depends on the neighborhood, of course, and the size of the house, size of the lot.
Yeah.
Lots of factors there, but we'd be certainly very pleased to help you. And sometimes that actually can build wealth. Moving to a bigger home, more expensive, you're actually putting more money in the bank, and it's going to be worth more when the time comes to sell it.
Yes.
And we're grateful that we get to be your partner in helping you grow wealth in real estate. And there's a quote I saw the other day online. I just loved it. The quote was, 7 days of no swimming makes 1 week.
Moving forward with the Decker team. Moving forward together with the Decker team.